The OnePlus 7 Pro, OnePlus's most complete flagship yet. Now I've spent well over a week with this as my primary phone, and this video is kind of a summation of my experience with it. Now if you do end up liking what you see here, please do consider turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Hey guys, my name's Ash, you're watching Safe4Read, and let's get this review started. The OnePlus 7 Pro looks fabulous. That frosted glass finish. This is the Nebula Blue variant. The back, it's eye-catchy. OnePlus have gone with Gorilla Glass 5 to the front and back, and it feels nice in hand. It even fits quite nicely. But that said, it is still slippery because after all, it is still glass, and that is where our sponsors Dbrand come in. So throwing in a skin like this, it does help with grip. So you should probably end up getting a skin like this for yourself. I'll leave a direct link to Dbrand in the description below, so go ahead, check them out. So enough about that back though. To the front, it's all screen. Now this is a 6.67-inch Fluid AMOLED panel now. So why Fluid AMOLED? Because of the 90Hz refresh rate. So 90Hz kind of makes it all super smooth, and it's not just the refresh rate that's been upped. It's also the resolution. It's Quad HD Plus now. So for the first time, OnePlus have kind of upped their resolution. And anyway, given that it is Super AMOLED, we get all the AMOLED characteristics. So we get inky deep blacks, great contrast, and this panel also supports HDR. So it's all in all a great panel. Everything's quite crispy, the colors pop, the contrast is great. And just like with the OLEDs on Samsung and Huawei flagships, this one here curves at the edges too. Personally, I love it. I like how it flows. Some people don't. Some dislike how it causes reflections. I feel this is something you get past quickly. So basically, your mileage may vary. So Quad HD, 90Hz, punchy colors. Now, if you don't like the sound of all that, OnePlus does let you change all of it. So you can go down to Full HD, 60Hz, and well, basic colors as in realistic colors if you want to, and OnePlus lets you do all that. Whether it's editing a photo or watching a video, anything you do with the OnePlus 7 Pro, it's all great. So talking about watching videos, the media experience on the OnePlus 7 Pro is also quite good, and that's because we get a stereo speaker experience here. That little slit you see up top, now that is the earpiece and it doubles as a stereo speaker. The audio output is rich and loud, and we still don't get a headphone jack. And this time, what's super frustrating is that OnePlus haven't even included a Type-C to 3.5mm converter in the box. But it is what it is. Now before we jump into the internals, the alert slider is back and it can be customized. The in-display fingerprint scanner too returns, and it's faster than ever. It's almost as fast as physical fingerprint scanners, so that's really great. There's also a pop-up selfie camera this time. It's a nice little novelty, definitely turned a lot of heads in the time that I used the OnePlus 7 Pro. And while there is no IP certification per se, OnePlus do say that they have all the grommets and seals required for water resistance. It's just that they've not got the third-party certifications because that would add about 2,000 rupees to the cost of each device. They say that they're just trying to pass on those savings to us because even brands who do get IP certification still do not provide warranty for water damage. So what's the point? I mean, that is what they're saying. What do you guys think about this? Do you feel it's okay for a brand to not have IP certification? Let me know in the comments below whatever you think about this. So anyway, moving on, the OnePlus 7 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 855 chip, so that's the flagship chip. To go along with it, we've got 6, 8 or a whopping 12 gigs of RAM and 128 or 256 gigs of UFS 3.0 storage, so that's really fast read-write speeds. It is worth mentioning that the Type-C port here is USB 3.1 Gen 1 and it has support for Warp Charge 30. Now this is something we've seen with the McLaren Edition OnePlus 6T, and here with the OnePlus 7 Pro, it lets us charge the phone from 0 to 60 in 30 minutes. Now, as far as the battery goes, it's a 4000 mAh battery, and on the days I was using this phone, I could get through a day on a single charge quite easily. Now, I generally ended my day with about 25 to 30% juice left, and I had the resolution on Quad HD, not even auto, and the refresh rate at 90Hz. So switching that should probably get you a little bit extra, but I don't think you'd want to. Anyway, the battery life is not bad. It isn't the best, but I wouldn't call it bad either. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Getting through a day on a single charge shouldn't be an issue for most people. Now back to the performance bit. The Snapdragon 855 inside keeps things nice and smooth. Oxygen OS has traditionally been the best of custom interfaces and continues to be so here. The little things that OnePlus has added, be it the ability to record the screen, customize the accent colors that you get, or go into Zen mode that kind of locks the phone down so that you can't do anything but attend calls for the next 20 minutes, it all feels intuitive. The OnePlus 7 Pro flies through anything thrown at it. Using this phone for any task is fun. Never once did I face any kind of slowdown or lag. It was all smooth and fluid. Even with intense tasks like gaming, the OnePlus 7 Pro barely broke a sweat. Not that you'd expect a phone with Snapdragon 855 to. So performance, as with every OnePlus phone before it, continued to be a strong point for the 7 Pro. Now cameras on OnePlus phones, they've generally ranged between below average and above average. And with the OnePlus 7 Pro, OnePlus has kind of tried to change that. And I'd say they've moderately succeeded. Now we've got three cameras here. The primary is everyone's sensor of choice, the 48 megapixel Sony IMX586. It's paired with the f1.6 lens with OIS. This one's great, it captures nice images with plenty of detail. The processing is good here, so is the color reproduction. Here are a few more samples. The 3x zoom, that's an 8 megapixel sensor. This one produces images that are a little softer, but still the colors are close enough and I'm happy it's there. The aperture is f2.4 and this lens has optical image stabilization too. The third sensor, it's 16 megapixels with an ultra-wide f2.2, 117-degree field of view by the way. OnePlus provides for some nice perspective correction at the edges, so that's cool. The colors kind of vary with the sensor at times. This loses a bit of detail too compared to the primary, but the perspective remains fresh. Under low light, Nightscape is available only with the primary sensor. That's pretty unfortunate given the competition like Huawei allows it with other sensors. Nightscape helps bring out more detail and the low light performance is good, but far from best in class. Just like with most of the camera performance we've seen, the OnePlus 7 Pro does well. In fact, it's good, but it's nowhere close to threatening the S10s, Huawei's or the Pixels yet. With video, the stabilization is excellent. We can do up to 4K at 60 FPS, but sadly, this again is limited to the primary sensor. Don't let the 3x option here fool you. This is just a software crop as the secondary sensor doesn't even get triggered. The ultra-wide can't be used to shoot video either. That said, the video via the primary camera is excellent, good stabilization too. As for selfies, that 16 megapixel sensor produced excellent results. Here are a few more samples. And with that we get to the pricing. The OnePlus 7 Pro starts at 49,000 rupees here in India, making it the most expensive OnePlus phone till date. But it also happens to be the most feature-packed OnePlus phone till date. Now maybe you don't really care about that Quad HD all-screen panel or that 90Hz or the pop-up selfie camera or the extra two sensors. If all you care about is the performance or if all you care about is that primary sensor, then OnePlus does have a flagship killer offering in the OnePlus 7. So with the OnePlus 7 Pro, what OnePlus has tried to do is compete with the Galaxy S10 Pluses and the Huawei P30 Pros, and to an extent they've succeeded. The only area where they've kind of fallen short is probably with regards to the cameras. I mean, don't get me wrong, the cameras are good, it's just that they've not been great. They have been on paper, I mean with the DxOMark and all that, but with practical usage the cameras are just not there yet. I mean, they are good cameras, but with all other aspects, this phone's been great. So overall, if cameras aren't of the highest priority for you, if you're okay with just good cameras and great everything else, the OnePlus 7 Pro might just be for you. It's a great flagship phone, and those are my 2 cents on the OnePlus 7 Pro. So do you agree with what I've had to say in this video? Do you disagree? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And with that, we get to the end of this review. Loved it, hated it, give this video a thumbs up or thumbs down based on whatever you felt. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, do that. Hit that bell icon as well while you're at it. Here are a couple of videos for you to check out. Also a link to our other channel, FTJ. Give it a chance, and thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.